Okay, well, good morning, everyone. The massed audience is out there. This is Monday morning, and it's Christ Central Morning Devotional. And this is me, Mike, dealing with it today. So, what do we have? We have a reading, which is this one, which I hope you can see. Luke 10, verses 38 to 42. At the home of Martha and Mary. As Jesus and his disciples were on their way, he came to a village where a woman named Martha opened her home to him. She had a sister called Mary, who sat at the Lord's feet listening to what he said. But Martha was distracted by all the preparations that had to be made. She came to him and asked, "Lord, don't you care that my sister has left me to do the work by myself? Tell her to help me." "Martha, Martha," the Lord answered, "you are worried and upset about many things, but few things are needed, or indeed only one. Mary has chosen what is better, and it will not be taken away from her." So a fairly short and sweet passage, but a fairly, how shall we say, poignant one. So what did the scene look like? Well, it could have looked like this, maybe. This is a painting of the scene from the Middle Ages. And here you see Mary sitting at this is meant to be Jesus, I think, with a halo, etc. Here's Mary dutifully sitting at the feet of Jesus. And here's Martha, I think, doing all the prep work. And as you can see, there's quite a lot of preparation work to be done. So, that is how it could have looked. Now, so what this passage speaks about is priorities. What is most important on your list right now? And what other things get in the way? Now, let's say something about Martha. She's a typical busy person making preparations. She could be any one of us here this morning. And there was Mary just sitting there at Jesus' feet and listening to him, not making any contributions whatsoever to the workload. And as we see, Martha actually complains that Mary is not making any contributions. Now, there is no suggestions here that Martha is a sinner. She is a good woman who is genuinely concerned for the household. But as already said, it is her priorities that are questioned here. Sometimes we see the routine and the jobs that need doing and nothing else. Here was a life-changing chance to spend time with the Saviour, but instead the jobs get in the way. This may and probably was the only opportunity available, and something that Mary may have grasped. So this is this one-off moment to be with the Saviour. So the question is, are we missing out on opportunities because we are too caught up in the routine of daily life? In essence, are we a Mary or a Martha? And here lies the challenge. And the challenge is striking a balance. We have already seen that Martha is doing legitimate jobs, preparation. They are the kind of jobs that you and I must do every day. It's called running a household. The dinner, as we've probably all noticed, doesn't cook itself. But in that routine, can we respond to circumstances, or is the routine our master? Mary responded to the unique circumstance that was presented, a face-to-face meeting with Jesus. Martha, on the other hand, didn't. The routine for her was most important and was her king. Now, when I was caring for Pam, I turned down a number of things because I couldn't be bothered with the effort of getting people in to look after her while I was out. And consequently, I missed out on some events which will not be repeated. One such event was abseiling down Guy's Hospital for charity, which Matthew Vizig Evans had organised, and turned out to be a one-off opportunity which I missed out on. I do look back now on that and wish I had probably tried harder. But it is easier, and it was easier for me at the time, not to bother and to stick to the routine and not allow the interruptions, however valid they are. It was likely easier for Martha to get on with the routine than to break off and spend time with Jesus. So, to sum up, are you a Mary or a Martha? So, get this going. Here's a nice tranquil scene. This is from Al's Welsh hideaway in Trallsfinith. So are you a Mary or a Martha? Number one, is your daily routine, that should be your, by the way, your master or your slave? Is there room for change for a unique event? That's a question we need to ask. Are you flexible enough to cope with the changes that may ensue? And finally, does your routine shut out Jesus? Because that's essentially what happened in Martha's case. Her routine was shutting out an opportunity to be with Jesus. And most importantly, it does require faith to put things down. Now, don't underestimate the need for faith in a routine. We think we don't need faith to organize ourselves in the day. We don't need faith for the routine. But maybe we do need faith to put a routine down for a special occasion. Faith that that routine or those jobs that are vital can actually happen and be done when the time comes. So with that, let's just have this message again. Never be afraid to trust an unknown future to a known God. Now, that's a big statement, but it applies to the mundane things of life. Because if you put a routine down to be with Jesus or to do something special, then the completion of that routine becomes an unknown quantity. When is it going to happen? When is it going to finish? So never be afraid to trust God with an unknown future, with, in other words, the unknown finishing or the jobs that need doing, the end of that routine. So the question this morning is, do we follow Mary or do we follow Martha? And remember that Martha is an honourable lady with priorities that are important. So let's not underestimate what she was putting down. She was putting down some big jobs there. So that's my thought for this morning.